It's happening! I mean, that gift's a little overused, but it's perfect for this! Yes, as I've been reporting to you for weeks now. Stick with me, kid. I'll make sure you're always up to date at the forefront of what's going on in Tinseltown. But anyway, Kevin Feige, as I've been telling you, is building his multiverse. An event so big, he needs not just 2 movies to contain it like he did for the Thanos saga, but now also a Disney Plus show. Although I think he's going to need a Disney Plus show. Need it a lot going forward because, of course, he has a directive from Disney to prop up that streaming service. And prop it up he will. He's gonna do big things over there. But anyway, everything I've been telling you is steadily coming true, and we can add today's headline to the growing evidence. Doctor Strange has been officially added to Spider-Man 3 for a substantial supporting role. That means he's not just going to show up at the end and be like, hey, Peter, hey, everybody, come see my movie. He's going to be there throughout the film. It's according to the Hollywood Reporter who broke this, who got this, I don't know, the question is, did the studio leak it to them? They said they couldn't get it. It's an interesting dance as to when and how the trades get this information. Where Benny C's agent's like, to the email, right? Because this is huge for Benny C. It's huge. You were like, is Benny C kind of done after Sherlock? He's going to come back in a big way now. He's going to come back in a big way. Couldn't happen to a nicer, more wonderful actor. Remember when he stopped by the comic book store when he was shooting the first Doctor Strange? What a great guy. But anyway, according to the Hollywood Reporter, from a creative standpoint, this gives Peter Parker yet another father figure. If you squint with the facial hair, he does kind of look like Tony. He's like, Papa? Uncle Ben's like, this is like a revolving door of replacements for Pete's sake. I mean, I was going to say with the Time Stone, let's just go back and get Uncle Ben. But remember, the Time Stone was destroyed. So that's no longer on the table. Damn it! You missed your window, Peter. He's still busy getting close to Tony Stark. But anyway, so creative standpoint, yet another father figure. But I think the real thing is that from a business standpoint, this gives us another Spider-Man movie, yet another anchor from the MCU. Someday, I'd like it to be a female character, quite frankly. But I mean, I don't know if they're at the trilogy, although Thor is like, haha, I laugh at trilogies, give me another. And Kevin Feige and Taika Waititi are. Another interesting development is that while initially the Sony Spider-Man movies were MCU adjacent, that's how this was pitched to us, with Far From Home introducing the groundwork for Secret Invasion, and now Spider-Man 3, a legit full-on chapter in Kevin Feige's Multiverse Saga, the Spidey films have become the room where it happens. Yes, I made a Hamilton reference. It was a good idea to put it on Disney Plus. It just, I like the second half, if you might recall from my review, much better than the first half. But I gotta say that it's just really grown on me. So it's great. So anyway, as I've been telling you, after a big VFX battle with Catherine Hahn at the end of WandaVision, Scarlet Witch will crack open the multiverse. It's going to be a beautiful thing to behold. Make sure you're subscribed to Disney Plus. You're not going to want to miss that event, so it's not like you can skip WandaVision, although at this point, who's going to do that? But anyway, this will lead to a multiverse Spider-Man movie, where with Jamie Foxx coming back, we're most likely getting a multiverse Sinister Six, as I've reported to you. And that's just not that's like not an educated guess. I've heard from my sources that they want to bring back a lot of other villains. And so what's a villain team up in a Spider-Man movie? It's the Sinister Six. They haven't gotten to 6 just yet, even though they've had team-ups in the past, but Kevin Feige's not going to mess around, I'm sure. Now, I saw a couple of you in my last video about Electro say, well, Jamie Foxx said he's not going to be blue this time, Grace. Maybe he's playing a different character. No way. It would be ridiculously confusing to have him back in the same franchise, but playing the same character, but a different version of that character. I believe they're just going to change the way the character is depicted, even though it will be the same character. Who knows? Maybe all this time that he's gone, he's got a better handle on his powers, so he doesn't have to be all blue. I mean, there's lots of ways you could explain it. It would be like if you brought back Ryan Reynolds, he doesn't necessarily have to be in that glowing green suit anymore. I think that I'm 99.9% sure that it's the same Electro. It's just he's going to have a different presentation. And then, of course, your big wish, which I think is a big factor in why this is all happening, that when everybody said multiverse, you all said that means give me Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. Because Sony, again, as I said in the Electro video, those are Sony hires. So if Sony's going to negotiate their return, they're not going to do it for a Disney movie for their box office. They want it to happen in a Sony movie. Now, that's not to say Tobey and Andrew can't swing on over along with Tom to Doctor Strange 2. But Doctor Strange 2 is going to be pretty crowded, as I've discussed in another video, and I'm going to touch on again here. But if you want to check out that other Doctor Strange video, just so you know right now, there's a link down below in the video description. Now, so anyway, Peter obviously will go to Doctor Strange for help. He'll be like, there's other Spider-Man, what the heck? But I think beyond even dealing with the multiverse, I think there are some interesting issues for Peter and Stephen Strange to work through. Are they on a first name basis, right? Or are they using, what did Peter say? We're using made up names. So anyway, after all, Doctor Strange is the one who set Tony Stark on his path to death. Does Peter understand that? Does Peter resent it? And also, no matter what, Doctor Strange was there when it happened. So I think that there's probably a lot to unpack. Also, Doctor Strange is a man of science, although medical science, but still, who turned to faith. And he took that journey already, and maybe he needs to help Peter do the same. Oh, I love it! Doctor Strange, again, will have no time stone, so he'll probably have even more magic that he has to use. I mean, there are a lot of time stone tricks in the first Doctor Strange movie, which we loved. But, okay, speaking of magic, of course, that raises another question that a lot of you have. Does that mean that Wanda is going to show up in Spider-Man 3? Perhaps. I don't think she'll be a major player, but I think we'll have to see what happens to her at the end of WandaVision. Is she imprisoned by sword? Is she lost in the multiverse or on the run in the multiverse? I think that you'll get updates on what's happening with her in Spider-Man 3, and then maybe at the end, Doctor Strange will realize he needs her and perhaps to train her, because Kevin Feige has said they both utilize magic because Scarlet Witch has no training. That's why hers is just a glow instead of the elaborate pattern that Doctor Strange's is. So that's what Doctor Strange 2 would be. Doctor Strange saying, see ya, Peter. I have a new surrogate. This time it's going to be Wanda, and I'm going to be her mentor. So I think that's very much what could happen in Doctor Strange 2, which everybody would love. And who doesn't want more Benny C? With Cap, and also this is a surprising development, although of course I think unfortunately a necessary one. Captain America is retired, Iron Man is dead, Black Panther tragically passed away in real life. Captain Marvel has her own story going on, Secret Invasion. So that's cool. I mean, I would like to see a woman at the center of one of these things eventually. Wanda is a big player here, but she's not at the center. So I think it'll be very exciting to have Doctor Strange have his moment with the multiverse and then go into Secret Invasion with Captain Marvel. That just sounds fantastic. This MCU is so well built, damn it. It makes it very hard to compete with. It's just, you have, no matter who you're a fan of or where your allegiances lie, you can't help but marvel at the amazing architecture of the MCU. It's just, I would even call it structural engineering. It's so darn good. All right, so anyway, back to Doctor Strange, can he hold up a whole bunch of movies, right? I think if he levels up the way he did in Infinity War with that amazing move that I've still not forgotten. I'll never forget it. It was incredible. If he and Wanda do more of that, I think that the Multiverse Saga could really be something special. That's what I'm going to start calling it, the Multiverse Saga. It sounds fantastic. It sounds a lot more like a comic book. For details, again, on what Kevin Feige is planning for Doctor Strange 2, including a multiverse Avengers. So Spider-Man 3 will be a multiverse Sinister Six. Doctor Strange 2 and the Multiverse of Madness will be a multiverse Avengers. He's like, he just thought Peter Parker had problems. But I told you already that Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt are in play. We know for a fact Emily Blunt has gone to the Marvel offices, and I've heard from multiple sources. I heard from one source that Kevin Feige wanted to approach Tom Cruise, and I heard from another source that he has. So stay tuned. Oh, it's going to be great. And you can check out that whole video, again, linked down below, for all the actors that are on Kevin Feige's wish list. Oh, if he can make it happen, that's going to be incredibly another feather in his already quite, adorned cap. The Hollywood Reporter also has said that both Spider-Man 3 and Doctor Strange 2 are set to start shooting in Atlanta later this month. Even more evidence that there will be a two-parter film like Infinity War and Endgame. And those did pretty darn good at the box office. It had the slingshot effect. If you saw this, now you gotta see this. And I would say, on that note, for the love of God, Warner Brothers, move the Batman now. Move it now. I mean, It's a horrible release date. All right, share your thoughts down below. Subscribe today. And of course, as always, you can check out some more videos, including that Doctor Strange 2 casting update right now.